Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Candy J, your favorite premarital marital counselor, wedding officiant, mocha marriage facilitator, seven principles of making marriage work, Gottman leader. Let's see, wedding travel agent. What else am I to you guys? Sex educator, definitely. Relationship coach, sex coach, all of those amazing things, right? So if you've never been here, welcome. Um, so for my OGs, hashtag OG for me, please, and thanks. So listen, we are talking about five common responses that an unfaithful partner has to the affair. Now we're talking about the affair has been discovered, or you've told your significant other that you have had an affair, it comes out in some kind of way, and now we're trying to deal with the aftermath. This is what this is talking about, okay? And now at this point we're trying to either recover from it, right, and work through those processes, or figure out whether or not we're going to stay together, right? And so these are some of the common responses. And so I do these so that you guys know that what you're feeling is normal, right? The ebbs and flows are normal, and that you're not alone, right? And there are many people that have gone through this, and you can recover from infidelity. You can, on both sides, whether it is walking away from each other for a little while, staying together and working it through completely, or separating completely. There is life after infidelity. There's life after the affair, okay? And it's just, I just want to remind you that there are things that they're common, right? Okay, so the five things that are normal, and we're only going to talk about one of them today, so that's why it says part one. But uncertainty, partner pleasing, self disgust, grief and loss, and then struggles with power and control. So these are the five common responses, okay? And today we're only talking about uncertainty, okay? So when it comes to uncertainty, right, you can feel like you are adrift from your partner, and you can have several different questions, right? Like, can I live up to the expectations of your partner? That's a valid question, because now, if you have never had a conversation about expectations, there are many now expectations of you as the person that cheated. And hear me out, y'all, that are watching this, whether you have been cheated on or whether you are the cheater. Stop calling people cheaters for the rest of their lives just because they had one indiscretion. Now, if this person has a pattern of cheating, that's another life for another day. But I'm talking about, if you have decided that you're trying to work this out with this partner, listen to me very closely. Stop using the word, oh, you'll be a cheater for the rest of your life. You're a cheater, you're a cheater, you're a cheater. Yes, they cheated. Okay. But that doesn't necessarily that's what they'll do for the rest of their life. There are some factors sometimes that come into play, that on both sides is the reason why someone cheated. And that's something that we go through in therapy and find out what was the root cause. It does not excuse anything, right? However, it is definitely something to take into consideration. You may, as the unfaithful partner, you may have wonder why you stopped having the affair after all, because now you're trying to figure out, can I be accepted by this person at all, right? And is all of this that you're going through worth it, right? And you definitely have to figure that out, right? But you have to allow the time to process, because if you cheated on someone, newsflash, it does not take 5 minutes to let it go. It does not take 5 minutes to heal. It does not take 5 minutes to accept. Statistics show that it can take anywhere from a year to 18 months for the person that was cheated on to heal and transform and be okay and stop having flashbacks and chronic anxiety and all of these different things. No matter if there was a reason why you cheated or not, right? You've got to allow that partner that time. And there's a proper way to go through it. There's a healthy way to go through it with tools, right? But you've got to give that time. Sometimes you can ask New me, who's this? Right? Who this? Because with that uncertainty, now you're trying to be this different person, and you're trying to conceive this notion of, okay, I'm going to be this new person, I'm going to do these things. And it's hard, especially if you've been having an affair for a while, to stop this and wanting this other person in your life. And let's just be real, it's a loss still. You form some type of bond and some type of relationship with the person that you had an affair with. Okay. And so it doesn't go away. It's just like a breakup, and you can't express those feelings to the person that you cheated on. Why? Of course, because that's going to be hard. What do you mean you're sad because you don't see this person anymore? I get it. So that's when you consult a therapist, a coach, a counselor, so that you can also process through those emotions without further damaging your relationship that you're trying to still be in. Sometimes you're going to ask yourself, can I be monogamous in every aspect now? Because there's such a thing, of course. We've talked about emotional cheating. We talked about cyber cheating. We're talking about physically cheating. We're talking about cheating in a polyamorous relationship where there was consent at one point. There's so many different ways that you can cheat, guys. And so, can I be monogamous or only with the person, the two people that I was supposed to be with if you're in poly, right? Do I have do I have certain wants and needs that my partner is never going to satisfy? This is a question that we get quite often, because now looking at all of the expectations, right? Let's say you cheated because you didn't feel emotionally safe, right? There are steps to that. Those things can be fixed, right? Let's say that you didn't feel sexually satisfied. That's one of the reasons why you cheated, right? Those things, those steps can be fixed, right? You felt abused. Okay, that's different, right? Maybe you need to get out of the abusive relationship, and you grabbed onto this other relationship because you were trying to get. There's many different reasons why people cheat. Okay. It's a normal question to ask yourself. Will this ever be a thing of the past? Oh my gosh. Because so many people harp on it and harp on it and harp on it and harp on it instead of deal with it, and heal from it, cope with it, take the steps and tools. If you choose to be with this partner still, you got to take steps and tools enough to heal through the process. You have to learn how to forgive, and forgiveness comes 70,000 times 7, over and over and over and over. You've got to remember to forgive, process. If you're going to be in this space still with that person, forgive, deal with your emotions and feelings and things that have come up. Because just because you forgave doesn't mean that you forget. Just because you forgave doesn't mean that those feelings and emotions don't need to be dealt with, right? Doesn't mean that there doesn't need to be things that are done. Okay. If they'll forgive you, but will they ever forget? We've already talked about that. It's that uncertainty, and uncertainty brings it brings pain, and you crave that dopamine effect, like that feel good chemical in your body, and you want to feel that again. And sometimes that dopamine was associated with the person that you were having the affair with, and it means that you want to go back to that situation sometimes because that's where you felt the most dopamine, instead of working through what you're trying to work through with your partner. And right now that doesn't feel good. And you've got to run away from just trying to feel good, because relationships are work, and sometimes they can be painful, especially in this type of situation, right? So if you find yourself wanting to go back to that same situation, you crave to go back to this other person, you crave to talk to them on the phone or text or DM or whatever the case may be, you've got to get a sense of, if you're trying to stay with this partner that you want, the person that you cheated on, the person that is not the unfaithful partner, if you want to stay with them and you're willing to work this out, they're willing to work about this out, you've got to put on the mindset of repulsion to that other person. And I know that's hard if you had the type of affair where you built some type of real connection with the other person, right? A friendship, maybe you even fell in love with the other person. It happens, guys. It happens quite often, actually. But you've got to build a repulsion to that other person, and you got to reflect on. This is one of the ways that you can help that. You can reflect on something that you actually didn't like about that other person. You can reflect on something that actually happened that wasn't pleasant in that affair, and you knew, oh, I probably wouldn't be with this person for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So you want to journal about that, and then commit to making sure that that's what you think about every time that you have a desire to go back to that other person while you're trying to work this out, because your relationship depends on it. Your life depends on it. So again, my name is Candy J. The name of my business is Candyology Coaching Services, where we save relationships and we save lives. I am definitely your favorite premarital and marital counselor. We've been talking about infidelity for a while, for the last couple of months, and I wanted to continue on with that series. So make sure that you ring that bell, like, subscribe, so that you can come back and get more mental health tips, relationship tips, sex education, and so much more. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. I'll be back, guys.